Greetings everyone, thanks for joining me. A couple weeks ago I had a really exciting week where I went to the track, broke an axle in this thing, and then somebody ran a red light and hit me up here, and then a couple days after the starter died in this thing, and that is what we're going to be fixing today. I was just a thirsty boy at the store getting something to drink, and when I came out she would not start. Watch it start right now. Nope, still nothing. But I don't know if you can hear it clicking. Yep. And I had already replaced the battery and the alternator on this thing before, so I didn't think it was gonna be either of those. So, push started it, drove it home, and here she sits. But I have received my new starter here. I opted for this Seg unit over the Bosch one because it was a little bit cheaper, so hopefully it's a good one. I've never replaced a starter in my life, let alone on one of these vehicles, and I believe it's a fun one. It's down underneath the turbo and downpipe, and I believe the best method is to remove the motor mount to gain access. So I'm gonna get to it, disconnect the battery, and hopefully get this done sooner than later. Jacking this car up is always a pain, and I was gonna show you my process, but my jack doesn't fit underneath the car unless I have these wood blocks underneath it, and I can't drive the car up onto them, so I'm gonna have to jack it up from the pinch weld, put the wood block under it, then bring the jack over to the lower control arm, jack it up again. That way I can put the jack stand under the pinch weld. Just for reference, I like to get the jack up in the lower control arm right here, this little pocket, and then I can jack it up and then get the jack stand on the pinch weld. I've seen a couple videos where people remove the intake and the downpipe in order to get to the starter, but I think I'll be able to do it without doing any of that. So first things first, I'm gonna rip this wheel off. That way I can then remove the fender liner here, and then I will have better access to the motor mount. Of course, it seems like there's quite a bit holding this fender liner in, but I'm gonna start with these interesting clips that I've never dealt with before. But if you go to this end of it with the tab on it and get up underneath it, pry that up, and then you should be able to just slide it off like so. And the two 10 millimeters holding this bracket on also need to come out. There you go. If I just spin it out of here, come on. There are also quite a few T25 bits around that are also holding this thing on. All right, I think I removed all the fasteners, but I guess we'll see here. There you go. Atta girl. Now with all of our access, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this bolt, and then if I can get some light up in here, that triple square guy, and then coming around to the front, there's two bolts for this shield, and then once that's out of the way, I should be able to zip these guys out of the motor mount bracket and pull that out of there, and then I'll have access to the starter, which is up in there. I'm pretty sure these guys are triple squares, but there's so much oil and stuff caked in them, I can't tell. Oh, not as bad as I thought it would be. Come on, baby. Update. I am not having fun. I am currently working on one of these upper motor mount bracket bolts, but first I had to get rid of this turbocharger mount that goes from that ear right there to this guy right here, and there was a bolt up here that was not easy to get to. I ended up reaching like back from the back of the wheel well this way underneath the downpipe, and I was able to get it out, but it was a pain. And now I have my, I don't even know how long this extension is, with a U-joint up to the bolt. I just broke it loose and it's coming out, so that's exciting. I haven't looked at the final, the upper left bracket bolt, and I'm sure that one will be fun to get to. Once again, using my long extension with a U-joint, I was able to get access to the last guy up in there, and now I'm just bringing her out. Now, allegedly, I should be able to pull this motor mount out, but I'm sure it's wedged in there and I gotta move my jack around and stuff, but. All right, everyone, we are about 2.5, 3 hours deep. I finally got this motor mount out, which was a battle, but now I have access to one of the starter bolts. The other one, you have to get to it from the back, and that's primarily why people remove the exhaust and whatnot, but I got it. Alrighty, so there we go. All right. Yup, come on, baby. Slowly but surely. I'll get this thing out. My forearm is burning. Aha. Got him. This thing weighs like nothing. I hope you're enjoying the view of my head right now. Just know I'm doing important things. Jesus. God. There she is, folks. Alrighty, I finally got the old crusty starter out, and I'm gonna slap my nice shiny new functional unit in the car. It really wasn't too bad getting it out, but definitely took me way longer than it should, but that's as to be expected. So I'm hoping to bang this out, because I'm getting sick of working on this thing. Also, my phone is at about 10%, so we've only got so much time here. All right, now, how do I want to go about this? Because there's this sleeve that goes in between the top starter bolt and the, I'm just gonna say bell housing. I'm gonna have to slide the bolt in there first. All right, come on. I should mention that this car has an aftermarket downpipe, so it is smaller than the stock one. So I do have more room here where my hand's at currently, which probably is helpful. That's gonna do it. The new starter is in, all tightened down. Hopefully it works. Now I'm gonna go ahead, throw this motor mount back in, and hopefully it goes in easier than how it came out. Alrighty, this is the time we've all been waiting for. Starter's in the car. It went in way easier than it came out. My phone died, so you didn't get to see, but I'm gonna start it, hopefully, and then I'll put the fender liner back in. I'll turn it off right away given the incline, but oh, like nothing. Hell yeah. The car's had a slow crank for about a year now, so I was not surprised when the starter died, but when I started it up just now, I just had to look at the key for the car to start, so that's pretty cool.